as you say, it's a bit of a taboo. We kind of don't want to talk about it.
Well, it always has been. Like, my nan and my mum, they used to go, Tanya, I was like, what? I'm like, they can't even say, do you want to go to the toilet?
Yeah.
And so, and when I had children, I was getting looser and looser and looser. And then...
You're on the right show.
And then after my fourth baby, I went to a trampolining party and I had like 2 jumps and I was soaked down to here. So I was going, Rocco, when's we going? And they were going, we're not going. Because they're little
So
energetic things.
Yeah.
And I was like, come here. And then it was all the mums rallied round me and were like, us too. I was like, why does no one speak about it?
Well, we did our own poll as well. It turns out 70% of our viewers have said they suffer in exactly the same way. I mean, it's a huge proportion of people. So like you say, it is something that we just need to talk about. It shouldn't be whispered
like
about.
Sneezing or coughing, you go in the brace position, don't you?
Yeah.
Is there does anything help? Do you do any exercises, or is there anything that you found really helps you with yours?
Well, I've had this surgical laser. I know there's lots of different treatments, but I was lucky. I tried this first, and it's completely, really done everything for me. Yeah.
So do you do your pelvic floors?
Oh, well, I tried it a few times, and it's just like any exercise.
Oh, I love it. I'm doing it right now.
Oh, are you? Oh, my God.
But what you so what you had done, which you say worked, which is great, but I assume that was a private procedure, so it wouldn't be available on the NHS.
I think it might be available on the NHS soon.
But at the very... soon, but it's not at the minute, right. So, but before that, so anyone watching who suffers from the same problem, who doesn't maybe have the money to have that done, what would you advise them to do to try and get on top of it?
Well, I was advised to put weights inside, and I just didn't know where they were going to end up.
Weights inside?
Yeah.
You weren't reading Gwyneth Paltrow's website or anything. She's always telling you to
Weights inside
and stuff.
Yeah, I think you...
vagina?
We'll have to ask Dr. Hilary. Isn't there some weights you put inside and you clench? And I was like, God, no, they might come out in
I'm thinking like... so, like, little... What? Sorry, Dr. Hilary.
Weighted vaginal cones.
OK.
And you hold... the only way you can hold them inside is using your pelvic floor muscles. So it trains you to use them. And once you've got used to one, you use a heavier one. Until you've got really good pelvic floor.
So it's not like dumbbells and...
Not quite.
I know I've had a couple of kids, but I don't think I can...
Not that bad.
What else can you recommend at all? This must be something you come across all the time with patients.
It's so common. You mentioned the figure of 7 million women, you know, who suffer with this, and many of them, unlike you, having the courage to talk about it, won't go and see their doctor, that there is a stigma, they're embarrassed, and they'd rather put up with it and suffer in silence, which is wrong, because there's so many things we can do. So there's lifestyle things you can change immediately. People don't know that just being overweight is another stress on the pelvic floor, so losing some weight, getting some exercise to strengthen up those muscles too. Stopping smoking. Smoking reduces collagen, which surrounds the vagina and the base of the bladder, so giving up smoking and avoiding things like caffeine in cola drinks and tea and coffee, that can help. Spicy foods can make things worse. So all of those things, and then the Kegel exercises, the pelvic floor exercise, can make a big difference. About 50% of women who persevere with these, after about 6 weeks, will get 50% improvement. So that's really significant. It costs nothing. The 3D lasers are quite a new treatment, but it's expensive. 3 treatments might cost £3,200, somewhere in that nature. It's not available on the NHS. So the other things, the pelvic floor exercise, and if you're having trouble with those, there are excellent NHS continence clinics you can go to where specialist continence advisors and physios can teach you how to do them without the recourse to surgery that other people might need. So if it is really bad, there are surgical techniques as well.
So that's all really good practical advice, but I wanted to ask you about the emotional side of it, because, you know, you're a complete glamour puss here, but did it ever really sort of get you down?
Yeah, it did really get me down, and it was just... it's just like when you're with your husband and you're looking all nice, you spend money on a nice outfit and you're at the races and then you're like, oh, not again! Oh.
How long did you kind of put up with it before you decided to take action?
Well, so I'm no good at maths. I just have to count on my fingers. So Rocco's 8. No, he's 9 now. So about 9 years, really.
So really,
So was it from baby 1 or...?
Well, it was just a little bit baby 1, so you'd be fine.
OK, thank you.
But it's a hard thing to talk to your partner about as well. Because, I mean, after both of my children, I had similar symptoms, but they did eventually go away with my pelvic floor exercises. But even speaking to your partner about it, it actually feels quite It just feels really...
He just knew because he calls it the wee shuffle. So I go, ooh, and then I sort of shuffle off to like, it's going to get changed. Wait till I see my mum.
Even if you haven't had children?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's not just childbirth that causes it. So anything can weaken the pelvic floor. As I said, smoking does, and being overweight does, because any abdominal pressure is pushing downwards. So you need to think about keeping those muscles.
And what about if you have a caesarean? Does that still affect, if you have a caesarean, obviously?
No, I mean, it's vaginal delivery that causes the damage, and which is why in America so many women opt for caesarean section, because they want to stay honeymoon fresh for their partners. So that's one reason for doing it, but it's probably not the best reason.
I read somewhere that you said that you wanted children, but now because of you having these issues, you've decided against it. It's actually put you off having any more children, is that right?
Yeah, it has, just because I think my womb's going to fall out if I have another one. It's just, everything's just getting looser and looser, and I just can't.
Well, not now after your laser.
I know, not after my laser, but my husband's just had enough as well. He's like, I'm not listening.
Can I just say this, because it made me laugh, on the Tanya's notes, talking about the placenta, and she said, when we had Rocco, my husband, when I pushed the placenta out, he thought it was an ugly twin.